speech fragment. That's so stupid. I think you texted that to me. Yeah. Do what?
The mics are on.
No, I cannot.
Oh,
Check 1, 2. Is this live already?
yeah.
Oh, okay.
See, mics are on. Yeah.
That-
Volume. We'll talk a little bit louder in a second. You'll be able to hear it.
I don't know about you, but I hate the sound of my own voice.
You won't hear it. You're good to go, Cindy boy. Nice, boy. All right. Give me some of that salt.
Careful.
Salt. All right. Yo. Brady, how we sounding now? Is that any better? Hopefully it's better. Where'd you put the salt? Like, did you just put it straight in?
No, I just put it on the rim of my beer.
Oh, okay. Yo, what's up, chat? What's up, everybody? It's your boy Loon. You already know what it is. This is the Lunar Lounge podcast, the place where you laugh, you think, maybe even you cry, potentially. I mean, I'm kidding, but I'm serious. But seriously, this is a surprise podcast tonight. I got my boy Limes here. So I've been knowing Limes for hella years. But what's good, man? How you doing?
I'm good, man.
You feeling good?
I'm good.
How was the drive down?
Not bad, actually.
Really?
Not much traffic, surprisingly.
Surprising. Was there a ton of construction like there usually is on 35? Because it's usually shit out.
Believe it or not, there wasn't a single red cone or orange cone.
Really?
Yeah. They finished it all after. I mean, I've been in Texas 15 years,
You have been in Texas a hot minute.
and they just finally finished it one day.
Wow.
I'm kidding. No, that road will be under construction forever.
Yeah, will be. Hey, will you beer me, baby? Thanks, baby. What's up, Crazy Horse? What's up, CJ? What's up, Mukbang? We're here, baby. We're here. The beers are cold. The conversation's hot. I've got my boy Limes here. So, Limes, tell people a little bit about like what you do and who you are and shit like that, because I don't even know who you are. I think they've met you maybe a couple times, right?
I have no idea.
Chat. Well, basically, Liam is a, how do you say it? Virtuoso, prodigy piano player.
Shut up.
No, he's
No.
good at piano. So me and Liam went to college together. Where are you from, though?
Michigan.
How long did you live in Michigan before you moved to Texas?
Till I was 14. I
Damn.
moved here after.
Oh,
my
really? I
freshman
thought
year
it was
of
a
high
lot.
school.
I thought it was a lot earlier than that.
No, I finished a year of high school in Michigan.
1 year.
1 year.
Is that where you had your first girlfriend?
No.
So you got your first girlfriend when she came to Texas?
Yeah.
Hey, that's why he came to Texas, baby.
All my exes live in Texas. In fact.
That's very true. All your exes do live in Texas. You want to hit that?
Yes.
But my man came from Michigan. He went to Prosper, right? Fucking nice high school. Way nicer than Paris, Texas. I'll tell you that right now. But my guy and I went to college together. We both studied music. So originally when you went to college, you didn't want to do percussion, right? It was?
Yeah, I was a music ed major and strictly a percussionist.
Oh.
'Cause
Really?
I
I thought you were doing piano. You switched to piano later?
yeah. Well, I don't know. How it happened was I showed up and was put into like the group piano class that every music major has to take.
Mm.
Um,
Well,
and
that's
I was
fucking
like
easy.
sitting in the backboard playing Chopin etudes, and the teacher was like, "Why are you in here?"
Yeah.
And I think I started piano lessons like maybe my second semester, just kind of on the side,
Of your freshman year?
maybe something like
So
that.
you started just like doing piano lessons as kind of like, I'll do it. I'm good, so I'll do it.
I already played, and like just take something that's music related that's enjoyable and
Right.
kind of easy.
I mean, it makes sense. I mean, shit, you'd play piano for how many years at that point in time?
When
10?
when I got to college,
Yeah, a decade or more.
yeah, like 10 or 11 years already.
Crazy Horse, you think he looks more like a drummer? Chat's saying you look more like a drummer. Hey, back in his
I was a
day,
twig.
he looked like a piano player. He did.
I don't know what that means.
You weren't as big as you were now.
That's true.
You're much bigger now than you were then, and you know that.
That's true. Oh yeah, I guess
You
piano
know that.
players tend to be.
When's the last time you saw a
Not-
buff ass piano player? Don't worry, I'll wait.
I'm one because I'm not buff.
Close though. You're closer than you were. PC Hunks, what's up, man? What's up? So we went to college together. We played a lot of music together. We also did something called DCI. And for people that don't know what DCI is, it's called Drum Corps International, which is what's the best way to put it? It's an odd subculture. It's very
It's a weird subculture.
Very close. Yeah, that's perfect actually. So it's a very what's up, Billy? What's up, Javorce? It's a very odd subculture because what is DCI? The best way I can put it, it's basically a professional marching band. So basically what happens is you audition to be in this, I guess, elite like marching band.
Old tradition that came out of like military and parade bands in the early, I think, 1900s.
That's why they call it a corps. And it's only brass and drums. There's no woodwinds. There's no...
They might allow that now. I don't know. They've made a bunch of changes recently, but yeah, you just live on a bus and sleep in high school gym floors for music. That's
one 12-piece. Okay, so think about the movie Drumline, right? This is I'm trying to make this as simple as possible. Think about the movie Drumline, but not on a collegiate level, but on like a professional level. So like you go and pay to do it, but basically you train for 45 days. So you like learn the show, you learn all your drill, and then the second 45 days, you actually take the road on the show, or take the road on the show. You take the show on the road, good Lord, and then you perform all over the country. So you perform in like, I think we went to like 35 states. You went to quite a bit too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like all the Midwest and the South, pretty much.
Yeah. If you type in DCI, it'll come up usually Drum Corps International. But if you look up Drum Corps International, you'll be able to see it. Like I have a video from me on the bass line, which is where I got this tat, and the video on YouTube has over like 100,000 views. So it's an odd an anime con or whatever, but it's like drum corps. It's like their shit. But me and him both did that, and it's brutal. So think about
it sucks.
Yeah, think about
I don't know why I did that.
Sitting outside in the middle of July for 12 hours, 4-hour afternoon block and a 4-hour evening block, and doing that for 45 days straight. It's pure torture. Pure torture. But we did it.
We spent money on that.
We spent money on it. And you did it multiple times.
I did it twice, unfortunately.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's definitely an odd bunch. And after that, we just really chilled in college. We lived together for, 2 years in college? It was 2 years.
Just one.
Was it? Was it only 1 year?
It was only 1 year. It was only the last year.
Yeah. Oh.
We lived in the same place, though.
Yes.
I lived in your old apartment after you.
Yeah, my old apartment. And then, what's up, Jimmy Dollar? Yes, my old apartment, and then you moved into...
More like I squatted in that apartment.
Yeah, you did squat in that apartment. So what have you been up to musically right now? What have you been doing?
Playing piano for fun.
Are you picking a certain composer, certain types of pieces, or like what exactly? How do you pick like lit that you play? Pass me that salt.
Well, I don't even know how. I randomly listened to...
Pass me the salt. You took the lid off and handed me the lid.
I'm trying to think and...
I don't care what you're trying to
talk
do
at the same time.
Do it, son.
I pick composers that I have been listening to more often recently.
How do you start for me is finding new music to listen
Well, I mean, I studied it in college, so I just have all the composers basically memorized, like the big ones.
and you're like, oh, I'll just go check this guy out for...
Occasionally I stumble upon stuff that I've never heard before. Classical music's like that. You can find stuff you've never heard before, even though it's all hundreds of years old. Like there's just so much of it. You can find stuff you've never heard before.
Well, because some of these composers wrote, like Mozart wrote hundreds of...
I'm not sure exactly.
I'm pretty sure he wrote a lot of lit.
I have forgotten a lot of my...
So the chat is asking now, organ or piano?
Well, I've played organ before. It's...
I guess if you had to pick one that you liked more.
Well, I mean, piano. It's what I'm good at. Different.
Organ's extremely difficult.
It is difficult.
Because you have
It's
all
difficult
the
in
pedals.
different ways. Like, the keys aren't touch sensitive, so that eliminates a whole set of challenges that are unique to piano.
Mm-hmm.
But you have, like, selecting years of studying and good intuition and knowledge of the history of the piece and when it was written and shit.
Right.
It requires more.
Remember Cody Joyce?
Yeah.
He's
What's up?
Lulz Gank. He's in the chat. He says, "Yo,
up?
what's up, Liam? It's
What's
been years. Hope all is well."
What's up, Cody?
My man, Senior Joyce, dude. I hung out with Cody the other day. This motherfucker's still tall as hell, bro.
Well, I
I
mean,
forgot how tall he was. He's like he's at least 5'7". But he slimmed up, so he was buffing up for a while. He's been on my train. He's kind of slimmed up now. He's in good shape for how tall he is. Skin flute or rusty trombone?
ooh,
Personally, just because I like to get nasty with it, I'm gonna go with the rusty.
gross.
What are you gonna go with, baby?
But yeah.
I asked
No
you, what are you
doubt.
gonna go with? Skin flute or rusty trombone?
I don't know.
Give me that
pass.
salt. Hit me that salt.
Why don't you just keep it over there?
No, we went and I played Top Golf with Cody, Colby, a lot of those guys. Colby, the guy we're gonna have on tomorrow. So I played Top Golf with him, and
I suck at golf. I'll just keep that.
You're good. Okay. Have you ever like actually tried to golf though?
Yeah, I've had a few lessons.
You've had lessons?
Yeah, I've had.
And you still suck?
Yeah, dude. I don't practice golf.
Okay, that's fair. That's
fair.
Well, it's an easy sport to practice. Like literally, you could buy like a 3 wedge, and you could just swing it and just try to get good at it. It wouldn't be that hard.
Yeah, I think what keeps dudes bad at golf is like everyone wants to get on the tee and just send it.
Oh yeah,
200 yards.
everybody wants to do a
But
full
like
send on that.
you have to build accuracy before you build like speed and distance with golf. So
100%.
it's like you try to be macho in front of your friends and you end up just
Looking like a complete idiot. Well, the thing is, because golf, you can't like walk up and be macho about it and be like, "I'm gonna put all the
It's
torque
all
I
touch.
got."
It's all touch and
It's all
technique.
touch and technique. Yeah. So you got to get that pendulum. You got to make solid contact, but you can't come in there trying to throw your back out because you will throw it out. I've done it before. Gone up there swinging for the fences.
Oh, for me, it's my shoulders.
Really, your shoulders give out?
I have terrible shoulders, man. I don't know what it is.
Dude, I'm getting so old now. My back goes out more than I do. I know you've never heard that one.
1,000 times. 100,000 times.
Oh shit! Chat, just tap it in. See, the golf is one of those games, man. It requires a ton of finesse. If I could, would have been like, "Mom, make me start golfing when I'm like 2," because I'd be loaded right now. That's like the one sport that if you start
If you're
playing when
good
you're
enough.
true, but if you start playing when you're 2, like you don't need to be super physical. I could play till I'm in my 50s. Have you seen John Daly? That super fat, like
There's a lot of fat golfers.
there's a lot. Do you see fat dudes like LeBron? Is he fat? Do you see any or like NFL athletes that are fat? I mean, besides quarterbacks, but they're just a little tubby.
You want to talk fat professional athletes? Look at bowlers.
Oh my god, dude, that's not a sport. Bowling's not a sport. That's more like a bar game. I don't consider that like a fucking sport.
What's the crown?
It has to be physical against other people. A sport where it's just like UFC is a sport because you're literally beating another dude's ass. Basketball is a sport because you're going up against. NFL is a sport. NHL is a sport. NBA or the fucking MLB is a sport. But like bowling,
There's team bowling.
I know, but like really, like, do you consider? I know it's considered a sport, but like I don't consider that a sport. Bowling is not like dodgeball is more of a sport than bowling because at least you're physical.
I guess.
Like bowling's not a sport because who are you playing against? You're playing against yourself.
Another team. You just have to.
I guess it's like
Bowlers
playing.
are
Do you
probably-
consider playing washers a sport
What
or
the
horseshoes? Is that a sport? That's a bar game.
Maybe that's a game.
That's a game.
Okay,
That's a game. That's not a sport, dude. Because here's the deal, bro. Anybody can go to the bowling alley and fucking bowl a ton and get really good, right? Not everybody can just go to the court and shoot a bunch of baskets and be like, I'm good at basketball. Like, you be good at basketball. You can't just be like, I shoot well, I dunk well, I'm good, make good alley-oops. It's like, you can score, but like, can you score against someone?
Yeah.
I don't know. If bowling was a sport, so is skee ball. See, exactly. Skee ball's a game. Bowling's not a fucking sport.
As a professional skee ball player, I'm offended by that.
My favorite clip of the bowling is that old ass dude hitting a strike and saying, "Who do you think you are?" Darts is a game. Would you consider? Okay, let me see.
Dude, have you ever seen really high level darts players though?
I have. It is impressive.
They're basically ninjas.
They are, but that's not a sport. That's a game.
You could be really fat and be good at darts.
Exactly. If you can be extremely overweight and be good at it, it's like that's why I'm like, golf is like right there. Like golf is the lowest form of sport there is. Everything else is a game. Volleyball,
What makes golf a sport then?
because you have to compete against other people. But you're not physical. but it's. I guess you're right. It could fall into the
lowest score and 2 bowlers competing for the highest score.
bowling's fucking whack. At least golf's kind of
You
cool.
can drink while you bowl. Well, you can drink on a golf course.
You can drink.
That's
on
the
a
point
golf.
of golfing. What am I saying?
Let me just put it this way: if bowling was on the level of golf, there would be a Masters for bowling. There's a reason there isn't. It's because it doesn't have the appeal and it's not near as fucking cool and hard. Bowling, a lot of people can be good at. Golfing is like, that's fucking hard. You go to the bowling alley for 6 months, though, promise you can probably get a pretty solid game. Still training wheels. It's way easier.
I don't know.
Bowling is way easier. What do you guys think in the chat?
Bowling's hard, too. I mean, they're both hard.
Sumo wrestling? Well, sumo wrestling is a sport because it's physical. And you're
That's definitely a sport.
Yeah. So
sumo, I think, I don't remember if I'm repeating this correctly, but I'm pretty sure sumo wrestlers are like the strongest athletes that there are, like of any sport. On average,
I believe that because
sumo wrestlers are the strongest.
They just want to pack on mass. It's like all they do. They're like,
yeah,
how can I be
being
bigger?
Huge is an advantage.
Yeah. Well, most of those guys, weigh over 3? Chick shiggity wig wiggity big biggity bet that. Bowling is 1,000 times easier than golf. You're always playing the same game in bowling. That's also very true.
That's true.
That's a very good point, Cody. Bowling's always the same. Golf, it's different. You're going to Florida to do it. You're going to fucking here to do it. It's always different.
I mean, I guess they could grease.
What is this Vaseline or is this cooking oil? Is this canola? I don't play on canola. Can you imagine a dude pulling up for a bowling game and saying like, is this fucking canola? Oh, sorry, sir. I strictly asked for coconut oil. I only bowl on coconut. Can you imagine? You know, it's not even close to a sport. It's a game. It's like checkers.
I don't know. I mean, you have to do some finger curls to be good at chess.
Yeah. Wait, no. Crazy Horse, figure skating is not a sport. There's no fucking way figure skating is
activity.
That's an extracurricular activity. Shiggity wig wiggity big biggity bet that. Imagine using canola. Is that quickly asked for coconut?
No doubt.
Good Lord. Oh my. Wow. We got on a tangent on if that's a sport or not. So let me ask you this. And lately, if you could turn into an animal, what would it be? If you could turn into any animal, what would it be? And why?
Oh man, there's so many choices. Any animal. I don't know. I think it would suck to be any animal.
Really?
Yeah, animals don't get to chill.
Animals chill all the time. Do you think turtles are out there busting their ass?
They're always...
You know what I want to be? I'll answer first. Turtle studs that lives to be like 180 that just porks the young tortoises or the tortoise girls.
Tortoise?
Yeah, and no. I'm just basically just like a stud tortoise, and I get to live like 180 years, and all I do is bang new turtles. That would be so, like, what? That's a bet. I don't have to work. You know, I can't hunt. You're gonna feed me.
180 years of
turtle pussy. Well, the thing is, if you were a turtle, it wouldn't be. You'd be like, this is it. You know, like when you're a human, you don't think, I'm really missing out on that.
Oh God!
You never think that because you're a human.
Shit.
You're only thinking about one. So if I was a turtle, I'd only be thinking about turtle cooch. That's all you think about. Turtle sniz. That's all I'd be thinking. No. Make me a domesticated cat. That's where it's at. Think about that one.
I think I'd want to be like a bird of prey or something.
You want to be like an eagle or a falcon?
Be able to fly. That'd be dope. Or I don't know.
Cool. It's a hard life being an eagle, though, man. You got to hunt a lot.
That's true.
You got to make sure you have kids, and even when you do have kids, you got to leave your bitch because she's
going
to raise them on her own.
What about a tiger at the zoo? That's what I want to be.
Okay, tiger at the zoo would be pretty dope. That'd be pretty cool. That'd be pretty cool. The thing is, though, you'd want to hunt. You'd be so aggressive that you'd want to hunt.
Yeah, I don't know. It'd
be tough. I'm going to take your answer. I'm not going to take it away from you. I'm not going to take your answer away from you because I can't do that. A big bird, yeah, that'd be cool. All right, we're going to do a rapid fire round really quick. I'm just going to ask you some this or that's. We're going to see how you do. Okay? You ready for this?
I guess.
Maury or Springer?
Maury.
Maury? Over Springer? Okay, fair enough.
Well, I don't know.
Yeah, you can't go back.
Okay.
Can't go back.
All right.
Whataburger or In-N-Out?
In-N-Out.
Whiskey or beer?
Both.
No, you got to pick one. Whiskey or beer?
Beer.
Mornings or nights?
Nights.
This is the most controversial Olive Garden.
Ooh. Red Lobo.
Really? It's my dude, bro. Red Lobo. I fuck with Red Lobster so hard.
those
Okay,
cheddar biscuits.
going out or staying home? You went like that was easy, and then you can't answer it.
I don't know. Okay, going out because I don't ever do that anymore.
Okay, fair enough. Podcast or music?
Music.
Breakfast,
Dinner.
This is also a very, very, very controversial question here. Do you fold or bunch up your TP?
Fold.
You fold?
I'm not a psychopath.
I bunch sometimes, I'll be honest with you. Is a hot dog a sandwich?
No.
How do you know a hot dog's not a fucking sandwich?
Because?
That was the slowest rapid round answer ever. That was, Ikoa, can you birth the alphabet? I sure cannot. I smell turtle snus 10 miles. Oh my God. All right, let's see. What else we got here? I had a couple other questions. If you could pick a superpower, like what would your superpower be?
I only get one?
Yeah, just one superpower.
Just one?
Yes, dude. You can't be fucking Superman. You can't have laser vision, X-ray vision, big dick. You got to pick one.
Invisibility.
You're a fucking creep. Why would you want to be invisible?
Because you could go anywhere you want.
That's some foyer stuff right there. You know that, right?
Or you could walk around the Pentagon and the White House. That'd be cool. Any international flight.
That would also be really cool. Just to follow behind somebody. Where would you sit, though?
Or you watch your mom take a dump.
Wait, you haven't? Okay, he's got a point. I don't know. Chat, what do you guys think? Personally, I wouldn't want to be invisible. I'd want to fly. If
Fly you.
I guess that's true.
And use your whatever other superpower to earn money. Like you could rob banks if you're invisible.
That's true. It's a very lucrative business, that being invisible. He's got a lot of points, chat. He's got a lot of points. Okay, so if you wrote a book about your career so far, what would you title it? Your whole life career so far, what would you title it?
Oh my God, I have no idea.
That's a good title.
Fair enough.
What advice would you give yourself at the age of 15 if you could go back? Like, what would you say to yourself?
Eat more food, lift weights.
Eat more food. I mean, that's a.
I was a scrawny kid, and yeah, people don't take scrawny kids as seriously.
They don't for some reason.
Yeah,
it's weird. Even if you have money, they still don't take you serious. Like you got to have some kind of look to you. You know what I mean? If you were an ice cream flavor, what would it be?
I mean, I don't know.
Vanilla.
No, I actually don't like vanilla ice cream very much. Chocolate, it's my favorite. My favorite.
Cody had a good bit of advice. Invest all your money in Bitcoin and sell it at 60K.
Okay, that's actually a much better idea.
Yeah, that's a much better. I like Cody's on that one. So if you weren't in software right now, as far as like, because we're gonna get into this, but Liam's a software programmer. If you weren't in software, like what line of work would you be in if you didn't do that? Whatever. Like if you weren't doing software engineering, what do you think you'd be doing right now?
Well, I mean, had I not done this, I would still be teaching piano lessons, but assuming I did something else completely, it would be flying.
Being a pilot?
Yeah.
Would you want to be a commercial pilot or like a private pilot?
If I had started really young, I could have maybe seen myself making a career out of it. It's really expensive if you don't go into the military, though.
Would you have gone to the military?
Probably not.
Military's brutal, bro.
You
gotta sign your whole life away. It's kind of scary. Like I see those guys sign those contracts. I'm like, that's kind of scary, bro. It's like 4 years.
Yeah, they own you until you're
done. Discharged.
Yeah, you're screwed for life.
Yeah. It's like fucks your whole career up. So it's like you better not do that. So you'd be a pilot, huh? That's pretty tight.
Yeah, I've always wanted to learn to fly.
Are you? Because I know you've talked about this a lot. Have you done anything to? No?
Except save money because it's expensive.
Well, yeah. Well, how much estimated, roughly, how much do you think it would cost to go from point A to point Z in getting your pilot's license or whatever it's called?
Depends what point Z is. I mean, if you just want to just this, it would cost probably 15,000.
That's just to get the license.
15,000, yeah.
But don't you have to pay to get the license? Don't you have to do like trainings and other shit to get the license?
Yeah, that's like.
Oh, okay, that's not bad.
You'll have to do some sort of ground school, pay for renting an airplane, pay for the instructor's time, pay for examinations. Buying a headset. Every pilot flies with an iPad now, so you have to buy one of those probably.
Just an actual iPad?
Yeah.
For like GPS and stuff like that?
For something called I think it's ForeFlight or something like that. It's like flight planning software and stuff like that.
Like plan your takeoffs,
navigation,
and landings. Oh, that's
it has
cool.
all this stuff built into it.
Huh. I didn't know that. I thought, I thought looking at your planes.
I mean, that's what you do in a plane is you start.
I guess that's true. I mean, I've never been in a cockpit, so I wouldn't know. But
me neither, really.
I
flew in a small plane once as a kid, but
really, so did I. My uncle actually had a private plane. He owned a construction company. He had a little like private plane, and we went up, and it was cool. I mean, it was rickety as shit. We had the headsets on. He's like, "You see out there?" I was like,
"That's
I can see out there."
That's what it's like. It's just loud as hell.
Yeah, it's so funny.
Because like airplane engines are different. It's fat and flooring it for an hour.
Yeah, man. Yeah. It's crazy.
What it sounds like.
Like when you think about it, like when you get on a commercial plane, like it's very moderately, like the volume is like you can go to sleep on a plane, but like you fly on a little fucking like island hopper plane, those little drug smuggling planes, it's loud and it's not comfy. There's no AC.
Yeah, any piston engine airplane is going to be.
Yeah, that's
loud.
What he had. I mean,
really
it was
loud.
Yeah, it was very loud. I mean, it got up and got down, but man, it was not like it wasn't all that. It was not all that in any means. But that's cool. A pilot. I'd like to be a pilot. I'm not smart enough though. Kryptonite.
What is my kryptonite?
What is your kryptonite, dude?
I have no idea.
Really? You don't have like a certain thing that you're like, man, this is my kryptonite. Like, I don't ever like seeing this because of X, Y, Z. Really? Nothing's your kryptonite? Cold beer's not your kryptonite?
Where?
That's fair. Let me ask you this. Now, when it comes, do you write any piano music at all, or have you mainly just been doing like performing pieces?
I just learn other people's stuff. I don't know. It's just a different skill set. Like I'm terrible at it because I haven't really practiced writing. There's just so much interesting music out there. I'd rather spend my time learning, I guess.
That's fair. I think if you learn from other people, you can eventually, mold your own style. But you got to learn first. I completely agree. I think you should start writing though. I don't know nothing.
I should try it.
You should.
Yeah.
Is there any books you're reading right now? Anything you picked up? I just finished Jordan Peterson's 12 Rules of Life.
Really? You read it all?
It was wild. It was good.
Yeah, that's a interesting book.
Yeah, my favorite one is treat yourself like someone responsible for helping.
That's good advice.
That one's really good. If you guys haven't read this, Jordan Peterson, 12 Rules for Life. 12 Rules for Life. That's the name of it, right? Yeah.
That's good.
And that one's probably my favorite. It's like treat yourself like someone you're for helping. Sorry, I always fuck that up. But it's basically like, let's say I was a doctor and I was taking care of myself. It's like, what would you do? Like, you know how a lot of people like will go out of their way to help someone else. Like if Liam was down on his luck, I would be like, man, you got this. But he would, maybe his internal dialogue was like, man. So it's like, treat yourself like someone you're responsible for.
I think one of the points he made in that chapter was like, people are more naturally inclined to beat themselves up and do stupid things that make their lives harder.
Yeah, it's wild to think about that, right? Like you bash on yourself so much, but you'll give a lot of other people that you don't even know credit. Yeah. And praise.
It's crazy. Except he puts it way better than that.
Yeah.
I'm an idiot.
That was the dumbed down Cliff Notes watered version. Stream's lagging a little every minute, so I'll try to refresh IBTV. Well, let me know if it keeps doing that. If it keeps lagging, then let me know. So far, everything looks good on my end, but I've also got it on 160p, so everything looks fine on my end though. You're in too? Stream's lagging a little every minute or so on my end. I'll try. I may try to take it off of the Wi-Fi then. Bit of lag. Okay, let me check.
Do you have enough cell signal to use that internet or no?
Yeah. works. Yeah, cell signal should be fine. It may be because I'm pumping out 1080p. All right, it looks good on my end, chat. I took off the Wi-Fi, so. Have I seen Top Gun yet? I haven't seen Top Gun. Have you seen the new Top Gun?
No, I want to.
Yeah, me
It looks good.
It looks solid. I mean, he's
crazy as hell, but
he does all of his own stunts.
of course. He has a tooth directly in the center of his face.
Yeah, he does have a tooth directly in the center of his face. It's very odd. I remember when I found that out when I was a kid. I was like, "This is weird that you have a tooth right in the middle of your face." But I think he's kind of gotten it fixed.
I have no idea.
I know he does his own stunts though, because like I've seen a video of him on top of a train, and someone's like following the train, and they're like, "No, it's Tom Cruise just sitting on top of the train." I'm like, "Yeah, that's pretty scary. I don't know if I'd be able to do that." But I mean, that's Tom Cruise, dude. That's Tom Cruise. If that's something I wanted to do, I'd do it. But
he's just an intense dude.
He's a very, very intense dude.
Also, completely insane.
Oh, absolutely insane. You know what's so crazy about all those actors, though, is like they all have an origin story. Speaking of origin stories, I wanted to ask you, what was your first ever job that you remember getting paid for?
Like, not job working for a company in high school on a W2.
Could be anything.
Like,
yeah, it could be
the
like
first time I got paid.
First time you started
like
getting paid
or something.
Yeah, it could be something that you did consistently, not something you got paid to do once, something that you got paid to do consistently.
Maybe like cutting grass when I was like,
mowing lawns,
10 to 12, something like that.
I think every kid went through that stage. It's like the job every boy can do. It's like, go cut some lawns. Did you knock on neighbors' doors and be like, "Hey, can I mow your grass?" I did that.
They're snuffling show.
Snuffling
show in the winter. Yes, it was a good one. You just go to the old people's houses and ask to shovel their driveway for $10 or whatever.
That's all you would charge?
It was the 90s, dude.
Oh yeah, that's true. $10 is a lot of money.
Yeah, it's like $1,000 in today's money.
Okay, stop. I remember one time when I was a kid, I was probably like 8 or 9, and there was sorry, I'm so fucked up with that. There was this old lady who her dog got away, and she was like, "Please help me get my dog, please." And I was like, "Okay, I'll save your dog." I wanted to be a veterinarian at the time. I didn't know I needed to be way smarter. I finally catch up with this dog. I'm like riding my bike for like 2 hours trying to catch this dog, and the dog just finally just gets exhausted and lays down, and I just go pick it up, bring it back to the lady. And she goes, "Thank you for bringing it back. Let me give you something." And I was like, "Fuck yes, I'm about to get paid." She brings out a quarter. I swear to God, bro.
What century does she
brought out a quarter. I don't know. This was in the 90s, though, and she brought out a quarter.
That's crazy. I was watching the show about like the Oregon Trail in the late 1800s, and they were still talking about like, "I'll give you $30 for that," but you got a quarter.
A quarter, bro. And then she was like,
in the 1990s.
In the 1990s, and then she goes, "Don't spend it all in one place." I was like, I'd be lucky to spend it in any place. Nobody wants just a quarter.
Another thing I did as a kid was I walked around to the neighbors and asked to pick up like their dog poop, like all the ones.
You would ask to pick up their dog poop? I was like,
"Yeah, I'll clean up your yard. I'll pick up your dog poop or whatever." And then
that's actually pretty good.
I don't know. Maybe a couple said yes, a couple said no. I went back home and I was like, "What other money making scheme can I come up with?" So I ended up making like a bunch of fudge with my mom.
You would sell fudge door to door,
and then I went back around to those same neighbors after I had offered to pick up their dog poop. I was like, "Do you want some fudge?" One of my neighbors is like, "What kind of fucking game are you running here, man?"
Oh yeah, can I pick up your poop? And then he's serving fudge.
I didn't make the connection because I was like, 9.
That's a good connection to make. I'll be like, what is this kid into?
What's that fudge made out of?
Yeah, what is this fudge you speaking of? That's really weird. I would have never seen you as like a fudge entrepreneurial fudge packing Andy door-to-door salesman. I'm honestly really surprised. So did they take the fudge though? I kind of want to know.
I don't remember. Maybe.
Really?
They're probably tired of being annoyed by a kid. It's like, "Oh, I'm just going to humor them."
How much were you charging for your fudge?
I have no idea, dude. This is like one of my earliest memories from the 90s here.
Were you just like,
I don't
hey, it's $5 a piece, man. $2 per fudge.
yeah.
Were you cutting up? Were you skimping on the fudgelets, or were you giving fudge?
They're like fudge squares.
Oh, you were fudging out.
Like
You were fudgy.
like a deck of cards. Piece of fudge.
You're a fudge facker.
Fudge distributor.
A fudge distributor.
Thank you.
Enterprise level fudge distributor. Good Lord. Wow, that's good. So what other entrepreneurial things did you... Okay, so you went from scooping snow, picking up poop, packing fudge, and
distributing
fudge, and then good fudge is right $15 a pound.
Is it?
I don't know. That's what the chat said. I don't know though. But okay, after that, what was your scheme? Were you selling gumballs at the corner of the street? Were you doing lemonade stands or what the hell?
I don't know, man. I have no idea.
You don't have any other entrepreneurial teenage stories?
No.
Everybody in Prosper could afford some fudge though.
Well, when I got to high school in Texas at Prosper, everyone's parents were just rich.
Yeah, that's how it is. Your parents make $100,000 and they're like, you're fucking poor. Like, actually, I'm not, but you're just really rich.
Seriously.
And that's just how it is.
Yeah. The average mortgage in that town in the mid 2000s was like, or maybe late 2000s was like $3,600 a month.
Jesus.
So that town was full of, $750,000 to $1 million houses.
And that was back then.
Back then.
Which is.
And now it's like 10, 15 years later.
Yeah, that's back then, bro. That's a lot of moolah kabulas, dude. Sheesh.
So, yeah.
So what was, when you went to high school, what was like the richest kid you went to high school with? Was there something that they did specifically where you're like, oh, that's Carson's dad. He owns Honda.
There's a
or something like
couple, there's like maybe one kid who was a kid of a pro athlete. He was like my sister's.
Wasn't there a football team out there?
Deion Sanders lives in Prosper.
Deion Sanders lives in Prosper.
At least he did. He had a huge
And he had a church too, right?
Yes.
Yeah, Deion Sanders had a church.
I think he started a church and then donated his house to the church.
Yes.
For tax reasons.
For tax purposes, so now he doesn't have to pay a mortgage.
But the land surrounding, because he used to have this giant fenced-in estate with like cattle on it and a pond, and you could see his house, and his house is just huge. Has
massive.
Like a bowling alley and crap in it. But now all that land is like a Kroger or something, and like strip malls. All that got sold. Dude, Prosper has like tripled or quadrupled in size since I lived there.
Whoa! What's
like
the population?
all the sprawl in Dallas is just going up like the
Prosper,
tollway, basically.
Yeah. What's the population, or what was it when you lived there?
5,000.
Prosper was only 5,000 with that much money.
Yeah,
that's insane.
There was like a bunch of pro athletes that lived.
So only
there,
people,
because it was proximal to Dallas,
right? But it wasn't in the heat of Dallas. And then, what do you think the population is now?
I don't know, maybe 15, 20.
Oh wow! So it's tripled. That's insane.
Maybe more. I don't know.
Wow. So Deion Sanders sold his land to be, or
I'm sure he sold every acre of that for millions. I'm sure.
Probably
because it's right along Preston Road.
Yeah, well, because he's a coach now. That's what he does now. He's like coaches like a HBCU or something like that.
Yeah. But back to your original question is like what did the rich kids? What were they like in high school? Like I remember a couple of kids would just get like brand new Hummers or Mercedes or decked out trucks on like their 16th birthday.
16th?
Brand new, yeah. Like they get $50,000, $60,000, $70,000 cars.
Do you remember the richest kid though?
No.
Richest family?
I didn't really pay attention to crap like that.
Well, you were in the band. You were kind of more eccentric, right?
I was a quiet nerd.
Nerd. Comes by it honest. Hand me a beer, baby. But Prosper, man, oh man. That's good though was. But if there's kids getting stuff like that, then you know there's some money out there. See, at my school, there was kind of stuff like that, but it wasn't on that level. Like the richest kids, like their parents owned gas stations. You know, like
in Paris.
Yeah, in Paris, or like
Paris, Texas,
or like their dad was the mayor. Like I used to hang out with the mayor's son, and he had an elevator in his house. Which at the time I was like,
for Paris, Texas, that's kind of crazy.
Pretty damn bougie.
Yeah,
like that's pretty bougie. That's more bougie than at least most of the friends I've ever had. Even the rich friends I've had, like They don't have elevators.
I've never been in a house with an elevator.
Yeah, and it was a 2-story house. It wasn't like a 5-story house. It was like 2 stories. Like he's like, I want an elevator on a 2-story house, which to me is just like that's pure laziness. But it is what it is. But no, the mayor's son, his dad had a elevator in the house. I never went on it because apparently only his dad was allowed to be on it. I mean, shit, he paid for it. It was rickety. It wasn't like
Oh,
a Tyson Krupp. Ooh, this is really nice. It was like a rickety ass old motel. It wasn't good. It wasn't something you wanted to get on by any means possible. So Prosper, and then you went to Prosper because you went to Michigan until you were 14. Then you moved
lived
to
in Michigan until I was 14.
lived in Michigan until you were 14, and then you went to Prosper. So you literally started your high school journey in Texas.
No, I was a sophomore.
Ish started it.
Finished it here. Yeah.
Finished it here mainly. Was that when you found out your dad was like, "Hey, we're fucking moving"? Were you upset? Were you like, "I don't want to move"? Like, did you want to stay next to your friends, or were you like, did you embrace it?
I mean, I embraced it. I wasn't like, I'm never moving. I hate you, Dad. Like,
I hate you, Dad. You don't love me.
It wasn't like that.
Okay.
I mean, it was really like my family is really like we had a ton of family, a ton of friends.
Well, you guys are really rooted in Michigan.
Yeah.
Very rooted.
Yeah. But no, it wasn't. My parents hated it here.
Really?
Absolutely hated it here. Yeah.
But you guys moved here because of your dad's job, right?
Yeah. Well, my mom hated it here mostly. My dad kind of liked it, but they were homesick. They moved back.
Oh, really?
When I was in college.
Huh.
Yeah, they were really homesick.
Well, they've been there for a while too.
Oh yeah, long time.
Like, I mean, I really can't blame them, but I mean, your dad moved here for obvious reasons, right?
For work. Then his job went remote like immediately after moving here, so it was pointless.
Wow. So, because you're a transplant from Michigan, so now you've lived in Texas a while. Do you plan on staying in Texas, or do you think you'll ever go back to Michigan to live, or what's up?
I do not have plans to go back to Michigan anytime soon.
You like Texas more?
I do like Texas more. I mean, the weather's better. Well, I grew up in a suburb of Toledo, and that part of the country is just depressing.
Really?
Toledo it's better now, but I mean, the Rust Belt of the United States has had it rough.
Why do they call it the Rust Belt?
Because shit rusts there.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
It's
There's a Bible Belt here.
because in the winter they put salt on all over the roads, and all the cars turn into rust buckets within like 8 years.
Oh, wow.
They call it the Rust Belt.
Huh, never heard of that.
Yeah, but
Never-
it's like
I've
just
never heard of
Midwestern states, basically.
Really?
And, yeah.
Never heard of that. I've never heard of the Rust Belt. I've heard of the Bible Belt. But
Yeah, there's just like so much construction and
Rust
new
and
stuff
steel?
and people
That makes
moving
sense.
here, and like I feel like things are getting better here as opposed to like stagnating where I was born, and I like Texas a lot.
Are there a lot of
has its
steel
issues, but-
mills up there?
I don't know. I mean, Toledo was known for glass manufacturing.
Really? So that's why you march Glassman?
That's why they were called that. Stupid.
Sorry, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. So, Liam, you've been bulking up lately, bro. You're looking pretty big now. So, when I first met Liam, he was not as big as he is now. And I'm not saying he's big as in fat. I'm saying he's big as in like he's just got a lot more weight on him. So, how much did you weigh going into college? Do you remember?
$120, $125.
A buck 20. And how tall are you?
5'11",
5'11", almost 6 foot, and he weighed a buck 20.
Yeah, I was scrawny.
If you guys can think about that, that's straight up. Can you see this mic stand right here? That's what Liam's forearms look like. He was straight bones magones, and now he's up to 192.
Yes,
Right, 192. This man has gained some serious muscle. He's been working out. So what's your diet been looking like recently to gain all this weight?
I just drink olive oil by the gallon.
Oh, just
mostly.
by the gallon.
Yeah, like if I'm not peeing out my butt, I'm not gaining.
That's true. I feel about that.
Isn't he kind of like way thicker?
Yeah. Honestly,
and
if
has a
somebody,
lot more facial hair, and
yeah, if somebody said I look like Shia LaBeouf, I'd actually be kind
he's
of.
also batshit insane too.
Oh, he's nutso crutzo.
Great actor though, actually.
Absolutely incredible actor. I love Shia LaBeouf.
I wish he wasn't crazy.
Yeah, he's absolutely nuts. Oh my God, I don't know if he's still watching, but we do have a student watching, Andrew Duncan. Do you remember him? He was from Greenville.
Yeah, what did he play?
I
I
think
don't
he
remember.
played snare.
Snare.
Yeah,
I vaguely remember him.
I vaguely remember him. Andrew, I hate to say it, bud, but at the time you didn't have it. I love you.
What, the hands?
You didn't have them. Oh, Tab's in the chat,
Hi, Tab.
and she quotes, "If I'm not peeing out my butt, I'm not gaining." So okay, so you've been eating a lot more. Are you eating like in like 2 hour intervals, or like what's your like? Walk me through a day in your diet. How does that work?
I wake up and have a giant appetite in the morning. It's easier to drink it. Lunch, which is kind of on the small side. After that, I drink a lot of these like protein prepackaged things that I mix with cold brew, because after you showed me that, I got
Oh yeah,
into
you
that.
started doing that still.
I do that. I eat a lot of like mixed nuts and just pieces of cheese,
It's good.
and then a lot of like
Keto.
white rice and ground beef or ground pork or chicken breast or stuff like that.
So you like switch it up daily, like, or do you have like
I eat the
just
same
do-
breakfast and lunch and a lot of the same snacks, and I have been at basically every day for a year.
Oh wow, so it's literally like the same shit every day.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I just gave up on like eating for enjoyment
Right.
because that kept me scrawny.
How has that affected Tab? Because I'm sure you guys try to eat together, and like, do you literally just have to cook?
She's
your own
kind
meals?
of, I mean, she eats basically the same thing as me.
Oh, okay. So she'll just eat like, oh, you're cooking chicken and rice. Okay, I'll eat chicken and rice.
Yeah, basically.
Because that's one thing I've noticed, like being.
Well, she cooks like 95% of her meals, so
Yeah.
like, unless I'm like cooking something I want to like prep for a few days, but
Okay, that's fair.
yeah.
Just because like cooking, but it's like I cook stuff that we'll both eat, and it's like I could eat chicken and rice every day. Like I don't care. People are like, man, I don't want to fucking like I could. It doesn't bother me. Like you said, eat like a dog. I could eat the same thing every day at the same time. It doesn't bother me one bit.
When you're eating for a purpose,
It's much different.
it's like you just eventually you just stop caring.
It's just like doing
It's just
anything
a
else.
chore.
Yeah, it's like chore. It's
literally
like
just
brushing
a
your
chore.
teeth, right? It's like you wake up, you're like, all right, I know I gotta do that, and I gotta brush my teeth, and I gotta. Do you have a bidet yet? Is your bidet working yet?
It's not installed. We're moving though. I'll install it after we move.
You gotta get that bidet installed, bro.
I know, man.
Come on, man. I'm so sick of you not having this bidet ready. Like you should have this bidet ready by now. Today is the day to have a bidet.
No doubt.
Have you seen there's something new on Netflix. It's about it's like I think it's all about different foods, but one of them are just competitive things. It's competitive pepper eating. Have you seen this?
Competitive pepper eating.
Competitive
No,
pepper
I've
eating.
not seen this.
So it's not super popular, but basically like there's those channels on YouTube where these dudes will eat like super hot peppers,
Yeah.
and they're like, I'm gonna eat 12 Carolina Reapers, right?
Yeah.
So dudes like that, but this is like the Olympics of that. So basically, like the 10 best pepper eaters in the world go to this competition in like bumfuck nowhere, and they eat the Carolina Reaper. He made a new pepper that's like doubled the hotness of Carolina Reaper. He just hasn't come out with it because it's so hot that like there's no point. No one will buy it.
Yeah. I feel like it just turns into burn.
Yeah, well, it tastes like battery acid after a while. I did the hot ones with Atterbury, like Tyler, and it gets to a point where it's so hot, it's like it just tastes like battery acid. Doesn't even it's so hot that there's no flavor to it. They have to eat 2 peppers at a time. The first pepper they start with is only 500,000 Scovilles, or sorry, 1,000,000 Scovilles, which is
That's
where
a lot still.
which
That's
is
like,
where the Carolina Reaper is. So
Yeah.
they start at Carolina Reaper,
oh god.
and they go 13 rounds, and the last one is like over 2,000,000 Scovilles, and then like there's still people at the very end. And so they keep eating, and they're like, all right, for the next round, it's a speed round. So like there's like 3 people left, and they're like, all right, you guys have 8 through 13 rounds, so the next round's a speed round. And so they're like, all right, here's 3 Carolina Reapers. Whoever can down them the fastest wins. And these people are on round 13 of a hot, like eating
I'd have
hot
to
peppers.
like butt chug some yogurt or something.
Yeah, or
I
butt
don't-
chug some Yankum or something, like Jankum. I don't even know. But like, no,
Disgusting.
it was bad. Like these people were crying, snot everywhere, vomiting. It was like intense pain. And you go to their YouTube channels and you see this dude eat like he'll eat 10 Carolina Reapers and he just doesn't even flinch. But he goes to this. It's like me and you eating something hot. It's like, oof, we'd be sweating. But then one dude came out victorious. It was crazy. Like this one dude, he was a fucking animal, dude. 13 rounds and he was just like stoic. And they're like, he's not real. There's two other girls on the side of him, and they're all like sweating, crying, and just snot rolling out of their nose. It's crazy.
Maybe he doesn't have any taste buds.
Maybe he's burned them and singed them. Hit me with that salt.
I had a history teacher in high school that did not have taste buds on his tongue because he burnt them off on an iron.
On an iron?
Yeah, no shit. He told the story to the class one day, and in retrospect, I'm like, I don't know if I believe you.
Did he
That's
ever?
just a crazy story.
Did he ever prove it though?
I don't remember why this came up, but like, I think he was saying he couldn't taste certain kinds of food, or I don't know, but yeah, he told us that story. He just like burnt his tongue on iron,
And so he has no taste bud. Doesn't your tongue heal though pretty easily? Do you think he was capping?
In retrospect, maybe. I don't
Sounds
know.
like a cap to me. I'm gonna be real with you.
Maybe.
I'm gonna be really, really real with you.
Spiciest thing I've ever eaten?
Yeah, like the spiciest thing you've ever eaten.
I have no idea. I don't know. Probably some random Thai food at a restaurant.
Nothing that you've planned though.
I've never like eaten a ridiculously spicy pepper on purpose. No.
Yeah. See, yeah, exactly, Javorce. I think taste buds regenerate. Crazy Horse says, "Have you seen that Pro Pillow Fighting League?
Pro pillow fighting? No.
Have you've never seen the PFL?
I've never seen PFL. No, I'm not. I can't.
Let me show you a clip of this.
I don't have ESPN 17. I'm sorry, man. I don't.
Let me show you Pro Pillow Fighting. I'm gonna show it on the big screen really quick. I can't believe you've never seen this. It's actually kind of surprising. Put this on the big screen. Have Liam turn around and look real quick. I'll watch too. Oh, where's the mouse? Of course, they gotta have a long intro. Here's Pro Pillow Fighting, though.
Oh god, this is so fucking. How do you even
like,
pretend?
Dude, they have straight up have pillows.
How do you even pretend to look hard doing this, man?
Like,
oh, is he southpaw?
Oh my god! Oh, he looks like he's southpaw. Is he switching stance? Can you believe that this is actually a thing?
That's
the spin move is really popular with these guys.
This might be the dumbest thing I've ever seen in my life.
This is Pro.
Have you ever watched World Chase Tag?
I have actually watched World Chase Tag. That is worth watching.
It actually is.
World Chase Tag's pretty impressive. But what do you think about Pro Pillow Fighting? You think I could take you?
Oh, I think I'd wreck you.
Do you think you'd wreck me?
I think I'd wreck you.
Lee, are you southpaw? Puss, are you southpaw? Because I'm personally,
I took a whiz though, bro.
You're gonna take a whiz, Khalifa? Dude,
yes,
bro.
I do.
All right, go take a whiz. Here, take the keys. They're over there. You're gonna need them to get back.
Where?
Right there. Good Lord, have mercy on my soul. Goodness gracious. Chat, the Pro Pillow Fighting, bro. That shit gets me every time. That shit is hilarious. There's another fighting league that really cracks me up. There's the what is it? The Backyard? You haven't lived until you see Red Ant Fighting League. No. What's that one? What's that West Virginia one that we used to watch? Slap championships, slap boxing championships. What was that one? Bread Smacker. What was that one? One of you guys suggested that. I can't remember. Oh man, Slap Mountain. That's some good stuff. If you guys have never seen Slap Mountain, you got to go watch it. The reason Slap Mountain is so good is because it's just a whole bunch of rednecks slapping the piss out of each other in the middle of West Virginia. I'm telling you right now, if you want to have a good time, go watch that. It is a hitter. I don't know why I like it. It's like a car wreck. You know how you're like, I don't want to look, but you're like, out of the corner of your eye, you're like, fuck, I want to look. It's like that. And these dudes, these names of these guys are so bad. Like meth is really bad up in West Virginia. And so there's girls that are named Crystal. You know? Okay, I don't know if a girl's name is actually Methany, but you know what I mean. But dude, it's that Slap Mountain is one of the greatest things I've ever seen in my entire life. UFC card tomorrow is stacked. The UFC card tomorrow is stacked. Who's on the UFC card tomorrow? The demographic definitely makes the show. Yes, it does. Bro, if you've never seen Slap Mountain, I'm going to have to show you Slap Mountain one of these days. Slap Mountain is so good. Oh, my Lord, is it good. Oh, God, Slap Mountain is so good. I can't even explain how good it is.
It is pretty funny.
Oh, I didn't know that. I didn't even know you've seen Slap Mountain. Here, chat. I'm going to put you up on the big screen now, chat. Hopefully we can see everybody. Let me do this. All right, we can see here. I'm going to zoom in a little bit.
How much battery life you got left on your phone?
I'll be good. Okay. All right, cool. But we got the chat up on the screen now, so I don't have to. I'll just turn around to see what you guys said. But Slap Mountain, if you haven't seen it, it's great. It's absolutely stupendous. It's one of those things. Have you seen Slap Mountain?
Yes.
Okay. It's beautiful cinema. It really is. The commentary is the one that makes me like. The commentary is the one I love the most because it's just absolutely fucking off the wall crazy shit. But it's so good. I love Slap Mountain so much. I haven't watched it in a while, but I do it on purpose because I know they're going to put out a bunch more episodes. How many beers do we have left?
5.
Oh, we're doing good. We're doing real good, baby. We're doing real good. So, Limes, besides piloting, besides music, is there anything else right now that you're really kind of into or digging? Like, what else are you into? Have you, like, found any new artists? Have you, like, found any new music? You, like...
New music? Not really.
Okay, let me ask you this then. When you met me for the first time, I like asking this question. When you met me for the first time, what was your initial impression on me? What was your initial impression of me?
I mean, you're kind of a dick.
Okay, fair enough.
For sure.
I want you to be honest.
I mean, you were a tool bag.
Oh, dude, be honest.
I mean, you were like a skinny jean Ed Hardy wearing industrial piercing having, like...
Put a bunch of commas in there, huh?
Like, it was rough.
Holy hell. Chat's laughing at that. Okay, all right. Another one where they okay, all right. Okay, keep going, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, that's all the adjectives that come to mind at the moment.
Okay, all right. Well, what else did you think of me, you cockweasel? Oh, is there anything else that you thought about me that you're like, oh, snap? Or is it all these negative expletives here?
I mean, you're asking my first impression of you.
Yeah.
That was it.
That was it right there. That was all
first impression. Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, we were friends like a year after that, but
wow. Okay. All right.
First impression. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, you remember how you were at 19? You wouldn't have hung out with you at 19.
Yeah. I mean, you got a point. I probably wouldn't have. I probably wouldn't have hung out with me. Yeah. But you know, I liked introverts. I liked hanging out with introverts. I liked,
which is kind of weird considering.
Yeah, I mean, considering, yeah. But what else did you think about me? So, like, after you met me, you thought that, and then what? Did you ever think, like, I'm going to be cool with that guy? I'm going to be friends with that guy. Did you ever think that?
Initially, no.
Really?
Not until I hung out with you more, like, my second or third semester of college.
What was it about me that you were like, okay, this guy gets a rite of passage. He's cool.
We just always had a good time when we hung out.
Good time, baby.
It
was fun, right?
We laughed our asses off all the time.
We did have a good time. That's something we did. We didn't skimp on having a good time.
Yeah. And there was like a clear divide in the percussion studio of like people who, like, I don't know, people who were socially awkward and people who weren't.
Oh, yeah.
It was like straight down the middle.
Yeah, it's like, all right, people who drink beer and hang out, people who don't drink beer and hang out. That's really what it was, though. It's like if you like, because we would have a couple parties in college, like because when he says percussion studio, it's like when we went to music school together. It's like there's a percussion studio, there's like a low brass studio, there's every instrument has like its own like studio. But the percussion studio was like we would hold parties, and that party it wasn't so much like initiation, but it was like, all right, let's see if you're cool. Let's see if we can at least hang out with you. So that's what that was. Like we would see like, okay, all right, well, I actually would kick it with you, kind of type shit. But a lot of those guys were whack as shit. There was one Mr. Hartley. He was terrible. Let's talk about this. So me and Liam went to college together. You guys know that. But we both rushed a fraternity. This is something that a lot of you guys maybe don't know. It was my decision that I was like, I want to rush a fraternity one time in college because I had never done it. And I was 21 years old. I was about to graduate in like 3 years after being a super senior. And I was like, you know what? I want to try this college thing. Let's see what it's all about.
Yeah. Well, let me rush a fraternity my 5th year in undergrad.
Yeah. So I'm rushing a fraternity my 5th year in undergrad. And then I convinced Liam to rush with me. It was my 5th. I can't remember. Numbers are for the week. Okay. So what did you think initially when I was like, hey, I want you to rush Pike with me? What were you thinking?
Wasn't it Colby that was initially talking us both into this?
Yeah, and you know me. Colby's a good sell.
What was my initial thought?
Like, do you remember what like your initial thought? When Colby first started talking about it, I was like, bro, you're out of your fucking mind. That's what I thought. I was like, you're out of your mind. There's no way I'm doing this. There's no way I'm doing this, bro. But then he started talking. He's like, bro, I'd make it easy on you. Be super easy. It's like, you'll never get to try it again. And I was like, all right, lol skank. That's Cody, by the way. Oh. So I was like, all right, man, fuck it. I was like, but in my head, I was like, if I'm going to do it, I'm going to make Liam do it with me. I'm going to make him suffer too. I was like, I'm not doing this shit by myself. There's no way.
It was one of the most irresponsible decisions I made in college, but I don't regret it.
One day, right?
That's true. That is true.
See, he got Cody too. He got. But I will say this. Being in a fraternity was cool. It wasn't all it was cracked up to be. Also, we went to a small school, so it's not like you know what I mean.
Well, we rushed as like
I rushed as
more
a
than
super
seniors.
senior.
Like seniors that have been there too long. It's like, all right, let me on the way out the door. Let me join a pledge class full of like 18-year-old children.
That's so true, though. But
it was kind of funny.
The day that everybody got blackballed, and explain what blackballing is.
When they hauled us in front of the active members under false pretenses and then pretended to kick us out while dragging up like all the worst shit they could think of.
Mm-hmm. So
yeah, that was awkward.
We got blackballed, and that's exactly what happened. Like we had a meeting, and then they pulled us in, all of that. Like they sat us in front of everyone and was like, and I'm talking like these dudes are saying some of the meanest shit they can say to you. Like, oh, he does this. All he cares about is this. He's a piece of shit. Like, I don't like him. I don't fuck with him. Like these dudes are saying mean shit to you. And there's like, what, 30, 40 of them in front of you? There's like 40 of them in front of you, and they're all just berating you, saying mean shit about you. And like people that you thought you were cool with. And so that happens. And then I remember when they were sitting there saying that to me, I'm just sitting there all stoic. And I'm like, I thought you guys were supposed to be my brothers. And then I didn't say nothing else. And then I remember Jonathan, whatever his name was, he married Hannah Warner. Whatever his name was, I can't remember his name. He had what you said. I thought you had that shit rehearsed. And I was like, bro, that was straight off the cuff. You know what happened to Limes? Tell them what happened to you.
When they did it to me?
Yeah, what happened?
Oh, it actually upset me. What did I do besides get upset? I don't remember.
No, walk through what happened. You cried.
It upset. Like I said, it upset me. I don't remember.
It really upset Liam. Like it fucking got to him. It didn't get to me that bad, but then afterwards they shoved us all in a closet. So like I'm sitting in this closet laughing at Liam while he's crying, and then he comes in this closet and he's just like, "Oh fuck, man, they got me, bro!" Like.
Because the thing is like what they weren't saying to me, I was just like, I don't take that seriously. But I just don't like awkward confrontations like that.
True. I heard pledging is all about money. Do you have to pay to join?
I think
You
that
did.
depends on the school. Like,
True. I didn't ever pay my dues. I mean, I'll be real with you. I never paid my dues.
I don't think I
Did you either?
I don't think I
Hey,
did
Eddie,
either.
if you're watching, sorry, bruv. You ain't gonna get the cash. I got it, but you ain't gonna get it, bud. But I'm gonna be real with you.
Yeah, it was dirt cheap.
$400 to live off campus. And
Well, it wasn't like a fraternity with a house on campus, and like
yeah,
it's not like American Pie.
yeah. This isn't Sigma Chi at UT, bro. This is fucking. This is Pi Kappa Alpha in Commerce, Texas. Yeah, fuck the mic up. You paid for it. You bought it. Good Lord. But we did that, and that was a crazy time together. I'm actually really glad we did it, though. Are you glad that you actually did it?
Yeah, I don't regret it. It was funny.
Do you remember getting initiated? Do you remember like what happened when we were there?
I do.
Before
I don't think we should we tell the world
we can't tell
fraternity
the world.
secrets?
We can't tell the world our fraternal initiation, even though we'll probably say it. But do you remember the night? So when me and Liam were finally like getting into the thick of being in a fraternity, there was a night where they brought us out to Pikeland. Pikeland is like a place where it's just land. It's just a bunch of land. But what they said was there was 16 of us?
I have no idea.
I think there were 16 of us. And so there was 2 pallets, right? 2 pallets out there, and they're like, all right, there's 16 of you guys, or no, there's 2 pallets per team. So there's 8 of you guys over here, there's 2 pallets, there's 8 of you guys over here, there's 2 pallets. So they're like, we want you to get from here all the way over there as fast as you can. And so we thought
touching the ground,
without touching the ground. And we were like, oh shit, it's a race. So we're like, all 8 guys will like move this pallet, and then we'll go get on that one and do that. We get all the way up there, and they're like, all right, everybody has to lift their foot, and they have to set it down on this like a bench.
I don't remember this.
We have to pull our legs up and then set them down on a bench. So we pull our legs up, and then I put my leg down too fast, and I put mine down first, and they're like, all right, you guys go back. I remember fucking that one up. So we went all the way back. We had to do the whole thing all over again. Then we went up again, and then we did it again, and they're like, go back. And we're like, what's wrong? Like, you're supposed to work as a team. You're not supposed to do it as individuals. Like as individual teams. At all. You don't remember that at all?
Well, I mean, I remember the pallet shit. I don't remember I just remember getting rained on.
Yeah, it was raining too. In the middle of the night.
It was like 2 a.m. and I was like a senior in college with responsibilities, and I was like, why am I doing this?
Yeah. Literally, they made us do that, though.
I was just watching like 18-year-old kids about to get in fist fights because they're pissed at each other, and I'm just like, it's 2 a.m. in a pasture.
Yeah, but they made us do that, and then we
stupid.
We went and did it, and they didn't tell us until like the 3rd or 4th time that like we're supposed to work that.
Not really.
Wow, I'm like really surprised you don't remember that, because I thought you would remember that. Like, I mean, I guess it's kind of an old school way to go about it, but I don't know. Like, it went on pretty hard. I'll be honest with you. Oh yeah, I was smoking a blunt. Like, how long is it going to take them to figure this shit out? Like, bro, we did not figure this shit out. We didn't figure that shit out at all, bro. It was bad. It was really bad. Like, it took us way too long to figure that shit out. But I mean, it is what it is, and it ain't what it ain't. And we did it, and I can say that I had a good time doing it. I don't know about you, but it was something different. It was something I'd never done, so I was very excited to do it. Do you remember the drunkest you got in college? Do you remember like the drunkest time you had?
I don't know.
Really?
I'm trying to think. I feel like the drunkest I got in college wasn't at the time I was in college, but I was like visiting my parents, I think.
Yeah, you actually, I remember this story. You went up back home and actually got like
drank a bunch of beers,
wasted.
A bunch of Fireball, and had chili that night, and it was a disaster.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be like that. It really do. What's your fondest college memory? What's one memory from college that you'll like never forget?
Oh my God, I don't know. There's so many.
What's your favorite one?
It's hard to think of it on the spot.
My favorite one is winning PASIC. That was like my top peak. Marching Phantom was cool. Coming back after Marching Phantom was cool. And then playing drumline on the 50 was cool. And then winning PASIC was cool. I got so much respect that year from doing that shit that I was like, man, College is awesome. That's why this is another reason why I was in no rush to leave, because it was just so much fun.
It was a lot of fun.
Like
I had a ton of fun in
I
college.
could prey on 18-year-olds. This sounds terrible. I could prey on 18-year-olds, and then all my teachers liked me, because I was like, it was like Zader, Clements, it was like all of those bigger guys that I had to mess with all the time. I didn't have to like talk to, like, oh, I'm Mr. So-and-so and I teach English. Like, I don't have to fuck with you. Like, I'm fucking with the like top pick of the girls that came into the music studio or the music program. It was awesome. It was great. And we had a house.
Our last year.
Bro, let's tell them about the biggest party that Commerce, Texas ever saw. Was at our place. What year was this?
2015.
2015. I remember I had promoted this party for what, 6 months? It was probably 6 to 8 months I promoted a Halloween party. And we had a 3-bedroom house.
Not 6 months.
It was a good 3 or 4 months. It was a good promotion. I put a lot of PR into that. So we had, I was like, you know what? This is my last year here. I'm going to do I'm going to do it right. I'm going to do a big ass Halloween party, and it's going to be done real right. So I invite like literally everybody. I make a Facebook group, and there's probably like 100 something people invited. Bro, this house, when I'm telling you there was like 150 people at this house, I'm not capping. There was probably 100,
probably more than
maybe
that.
more than 150 in a 3-bedroom, 2-bath house.
I'm thinking like
it was
250 people in. Well, it was more like there was 250 people in the house at any one time, and they filtered in and out for like 2 hours, 2-3 hours. Yeah. Well, we had a keg.
We had a keg and like 20 gallons of punch.
Of like,
and we ran out in an hour. It wasn't Project X style. It was close. We ran out of punch in an hour, and then after that, the girl that we were living with at the time, I was just like, just make punch, just make like Kool-Aid, and I was just passing Kool-Aid out. But everybody was like, I want another one. And we literally tapped the keg first hour, and we ran out of punch the first hour. And so by the time midnight came, I had kicked everybody out because I was like, we're out of liquor. Like, we have nothing to drink. It was a lit party, though. Did you ever think you'd be the host of a party that lit?
No, it was stressful. I don't ever want to do that.
It was very stressful.
It was funny because one of the first things the landlord said, or not the landlord, but the property manager said, when
no parties.
That house, yeah, no parties. It's like,
fuck you.
Hi, sir.
Yeah, fuck you. If you ever tell people not to party in your place, expect them to party.
You own a rental in a college town.
Yeah,
there's going to be parties.
There's going to be a lot of parties at this place, and we had a really good time. What's funny about that house, though, is that at this party, only one bathroom really worked, and the other one was pretty much off limits. Like, y'all's bathroom was off limits. Our bathroom was the public bathroom, and it really didn't even work that well. So it's like, we're in there, and like, this toilet does not work. So people are trying to flush 15 seconds. So I have a sign up that says like, hold for 30 seconds. It was bad, man. But it was one of those parties, though. It was what it was. But it was a good time. We had a good time. Even though we hosted it, we had to clean up everything. But we had like a fucking DJ. We had like lights. We had everything. It was a lit party for a college.
It was. I'm surprised that house didn't fall down.
It should have fell down. Dude, there were rats in that house.
That house is...
Bro, the house we lived in college was a rundown ass house that had like water damage.
It flooded while we lived there. And the landlord came over, ripped up the carpet a little bit, looked under it, and he said something, and then just left and never showed up again.
And so
it's it's bad. It's like, okay, cool.
Yeah, and so it was just ripped up carpet with like, and any time it would rain a lot, we would just get water in the house. I remember that. It'd just be a pool in the house. And then there was
like 5 inches deep. It was not like a bad or like a small
flood.
No,
it was bad. It was bad. And then we also had a rat in there, or a mouse.
We had a bunch of
mice. My God. Tell them about the time This is when I was fucking with Savannah Neal. I'm going to put her on blast right now. This is the time I was fucking with Savannah Neal. Savannah, if you're watching, I'm sorry we never told you this, but this is the truth, baby. This is how it went down. So remember that time that we were all at the crib, and I think I had another girl there.
You did.
I had another girl there. I was fucking with this one girl named Savannah. God, blasted her so hard. I'm sorry, baby girl, but I know you're not watching. Either way, so she knew I was there, but I think she didn't think I was with another girl. So she showed up, and then she's like, "What? You tell it. I'm there with
You
another
told
girl."
us all to hide.
Yes, I
And
told
you
them to
locked the
hide.
door and
Yep.
you drew the blinds. And she was walking around the house, like looking in the back windows and
Yeah.
stuff. And
Knocking
we were
on the
hiding
doors.
in our own house
Yeah,
to
hiding in our own
protect your
house.
dumbass.
Man, that was funny. Poor baby girl. Well, if you ever wondered, that time you went around Commerce, knocking on the doors and looking in, we were actually there.
With all 4 of our
Our
cars in
cars
the
there, we
driveway.
were all hiding.
Yeah, we were definitely there.
We were hiding.
Sorry.
The crowd jumping in unison. Oh, good Lord, paper eating rock. There was another time where this is when I was living with Chris. I was living on Park Street. And it was right after I broke up with Brandy. Of course, I remember her, poor little baby girl. These poor little girls. So I broke up with her after a month because I was just like, I'm done. What was next? And I had another girl at the house with Cord there, actually. I'm not going to put on blast the girls' names, but I'll put Cord there. Cord was there. It's me, Cord, and 2 other girls. Kyle Megas. You know how I do. Anyways, out of nowhere, we're just hanging out. We're like playing cards, blah, blah, blah. Out of nowhere, I hear a knock on the door. And I'm like, what's going on? And then I go outside, and it's her. And I was like, what are you doing here? And she's like, and she's drunk. She's like, I just came here because I want to see you. I was like, I got business in here. Like, you need to go. And she's like, well, so-and-so just dropped me off. And she left. I was like, I'm not dealing with this. Like, you got to go. And I literally locked her out. And I think her friend came and picked her up. I remember doing that in college. That was savage shit, man.
Yeah. Well, It's a small town. It's not like you lock someone out in a big city.
That's true.
Drunk on the street. It's like,
it's true.
You could drive across that town in 5 minutes.
Yeah, that's very true. It's like if she dropped you off, then she needs to come pick you up. But dude, it was bad. It was really bad. But I mean, that's how it is, though. That's how it is in college. I mean, college was a crazy time in what, 3 girls' lives for you? So, Liam, have you heard about Texas banning drag shows?
No.
You haven't heard about that?
Texas is trying to ban.
Texas is trying to ban drag shows. They don't want to put more restrictions on AR-15s, but they want to ban those damn drag shows.
Ban drag show, like just.
You know, like those drag brunches?
No.
You never heard of a drag brunch?
No.
Okay, let me set the playing field for you. Basically, a drag brunch is where you go to brunch, like you can pay like a ticket, and then you go in, and then you get brunch, right? And then it's a drag show. So it's like, you know, men dressed up as women, and they're doing drag, and they're like, there's music, and they're like lip syncing, and you can tip them, and they do a show. So it's a drag brunch, right? I went to multiple drag brunches here. They're really popular here. I didn't go to a ton in Austin, but Texas is trying to ban drag brunches. They're trying to be like, we don't want kids going to drag brunches and shit like that. It's ridiculous because it's like they're just dancing around. They look pretty anyways. Like I go in there, I'm like, you're fine, even though you're a man. Like you're a hot ass man woman. Like I don't know.
So they're spending their energy trying to ban these?
Yes.
That seems like a
Texas is trying to spend their. Greg Abbott is like, we need to ban drag shows. Not put more restrictions on AR-15s.
I have not heard about this, but it doesn't sound crazy for Greg Abbott.
Yeah. Let me ask you this: male birth control or female birth control?
Male birth control doesn't exist.
Vasectomy?
That's not birth control.
Well, I mean, nip your sack. You can't really have a kid, right?
Yeah, but birth control is like when I hear that word, I think of like drugs you take.
Oh, okay. That's a whole other topic then. I won't bait you with that. But yeah, no, they're literally trying to ban drag shows. And then Nick Cannon has had his 9th baby with 5 different women. Thing on Netflix called Our Father. Have you seen that?
No.
Our Father is about a guy who is what is the name of it? Our Father is about a guy who is a fertility doctor. He's a fertility doctor. What this guy does is, let's say you and your wife are trying to have a kid. Either her egg wasn't working or your sperm wasn't working. One of the two, right? You go to a fertility doctor and he's like, let me take the specimen. I'll make sure I insert it to the egg. I'll like, not artificially inseminate, but it's like, I'm going to make sure we get contact, right? What this dude was doing is he would take the specimen from the man and he would go in his office. He would he would skeet and then take his own specimen and then insert it into these women's eggs. Guess how many children he has from doing this?
Oh my God. It could be hundreds or thousands.
He did it over a 30-year span.
Oh my God. I have no idea.
He has about 97 children, almost 100 children that we found. It could be more. The the really messed up part about it is, and this is on Netflix, called Our Father. The really messed up part about it is over, I think it's over 60 or 70% of the kids live in a 25-mile radius.
That's crazy.
So the likeliness that you're dating like your cousin or your sister is like likely. And the thing is it's like the only reason they know that is because of that. I think it's like 23andMe. You know, you go and you do your DNA, and like these girl that figured it out, she's like, oh, okay, it's just me. And then another person popped up, it's like, oh, I have a sibling. And then their sibling did it, and like 97 times. Can you imagine your dad not being your dad and your mom being your mom, of course, but your dad not being your dad and your dad being some other dude? And then they tried to take this guy to court, and they couldn't even hit him with anything. There's no laws against it. You couldn't even hit him with malpractice laws. Because
how? That seems like it.
Because the women were going in there willingly, right? Even if it was his, they couldn't. There's no law behind it. Like there's laws against bestiality.
I feel like it's fraud, at least.
It could. That's what they. I mean, that's what I said. But they, like, an attorney is like, you see him in the documentary. He's like, we couldn't. There's no law against that. There's no law that says, it's like, we can't, like, legally we can't prosecute this guy. They literally gave him a $500 fine. A slap on there, and he was a felon, but they gave him a $500 fine.
That's insane.
It's crazy to think, right? It's absolutely nuts. That was based on a true story. It is a true story. It's not based. It is a true story.
That's
Is
insane.
he in jail? He should be. He is not in jail. I'm pretty sure he's dead. His name's Dr. Klein. He needs his ass beat then. Yeah. Julio Iglesias. Oh my God, y'all clown. But no, this man literally has 90 plus kids because these women would come in and he would. So here's what he would do. Or he would come. Most of the time when these women would come to his office, it was late at night. They would come in, nobody else was there, and he'd be like, go in the room, get in the stirrups, put the thing on. So they're just in there just waiting, you know what I mean? He would go into his office, he would skleege off in a test tube or whatever, and then he would come in there post-nut. He would walk from his door to the little room, and then so he's like, because the thing is the semen, it has an hour shelf life. You have to do it between an hour of you skeeting and getting it in her. Isn't that crazy?
That story.
There's around 45 other doctors that they've caught, fertility doctors, that have done the same thing.
What is these dudes' motivation?
It is a certain
power trip for sure.
That is a religious thing. I can't remember the exact name of it. I had it at the time. But basically, the religion is a belief of, if I have more children, I have more, like, passages to God. So, like, each son or daughter that you have is an arrow. And basically, at the end of your life, you shoot your arrows up. And so your offspring are your arrows. And this is what this guy thinks.
Jesus.
Isn't that crazy?
That is crazy.
But these kids, like, these people would, like, show pictures of their family, and they would look nothing like their family. Like, they would be all brunette, like they're Greek. They're all, or Italian. And they're all brunette, and then, like, one kid's, like, blonde, blue-eyed. And they're like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
You always stood out. And then they're like, I did a 23andMe when I was 40 and found out my dad's not my dad.
That's crazy.
That's crazy to think, right? Movie called Delivery Man. Started. Vince Vaughn played the character, right? I don't know if that's a actual movie Vince Vaughn played in, but I know it is a true story. And if you haven't seen Apple, like 3 or 4 weeks ago, but if you haven't seen it, bro, you gotta watch it. It's so good.
It's a documentary style type thing. All right, kind of like
documentary, mockumentary. You know what I mean? So it's like they're following along his story, but at the same time, it's dramatized. So it's like it's an actor, but they do show some clips from the trial and some of the real people. So like the actual daughters and stuff. And what's fucking crazy, dude, is the first daughter that figured it out. Like they all have a certain look, and like you meet like the 60th relative, and they kind of look the same. And
That's
like,
crazy.
And like, dude, it's weird. It's really weird. And it's like an hour and a half long, and it's like 50. By the end of it, it's like 96 confirmed siblings. These people are brother and sister. Like, it's crazy to think.
Yikes.
But yep, plus 40 something other fertility doctors. It's nuts when you really think about it. And they couldn't get him on shit. They couldn't get him. They couldn't slap a charge on him.
That's so weird. That's
Right?
such a weird thing to do to
Isn't that such a weird, like, there's a lot of fetishes out there. Like, I get being into feet, but being into, like,
Oh, do you? You get that?
elaborate a little bit for me. No, I don't get into feet. I mean, feet are cool, but I don't, whatever. Like, I don't really like feet. That's whatever. But like getting into having a lot of children and it's really weird. They tried to consider it a sex crime because if you think about like the 5 minutes after you ski, you're still in like that like state of mind. Like you have post nut clarity.
It's definitely weird.
Yeah,
Like, that is definitely a sex crime.
yeah. That's not professional.
Whether it's on the books or not.
Yeah,
But yeah, that's weird.
yeah. I don't know. Yeah, it depends on the foot we understand. Oh my god, feet are supposed to melt on the ground, not in your mouth. See, exactly, dude. I know you've been watching something
on Netflix specifically. Not shit. I don't think.
Well, what are you watching right now? Like, is there a show you're into?
We watched this show on. Okay, so Tab has like a Paramount Plus subscription for a month.
Paramount Plus, what is that? I haven't even got. I don't know. Have that.
She got like a free trial or something, but
okay.
We watched like some South Park Streaming Wars or something. It was kind of funny, and we just watched this like I think it's a limited series called 1833, and it's about these like pioneers on the Oregon Trail in 1883, and it's got a couple like a bunch of famous country stars like Faith Hill's in it, Tim McGraw's in it.
What, did they just get the CMT Awards nominees and say, "Hey, let's do a movie"?
And
the hell is this?
And what's his name? Sam Elliott, he's old as hell now, but Family Guy makes fun of him. He's got a really, really like deep cowboy voice. Sam Elliott. You'll recognize his face probably. But yeah, they just.
Oh yeah, this guy. I drink cold beer. Yeah, this guy. Yeah, he's like your typical.
Yeah, we watched like one episode, and I was just like, I just want to hear 10 hours of his voice. So
okay,
I guess I'm in for it.
So you're watching shit. Why do you call it the Oregon Trail, not the Oregon Trail?
Oregon Trail, whatever.
You said Oregon.
I've heard it both ways. No.
Is there a difference? Okay, so is it a good show though?
It was all right.
Okay, it's not bad.
I mean, like the cinematography's good, and Sam Elliott's voice is deep as shit, so that's nice to listen to. And
cold beer.
Yeah, they just roam across the Great Plains and like get attacked by Indians and bandits and go through a tornado, and it's just about how much their life sucks.
Yeah,
it was all right.
Was it a good like contrast between the video game that we played when we were younger? Was it like so and so died of scurvy? Was it like that?
Died of dysentery?
Yeah, dysentery. Was it like that or no?
I mean, yeah.
Really? So it was like Hard Knock Life. Like, we got a bushel of corn to last us till May. And it's June.
Yeah, your life sucks. If you like, one dude got a snake bite on the leg, and it was just rotting attached to him, basically. So they're like, "We're gonna get you drunk as hell, and then just cut it off."
Woo. Okay.
Imagine getting an amputation without anesthetic.
Hey, liquor works, baby. The thing is, the more drunk you get, the more you bleed.
I know.
It just thins your blood, so it's like I'm getting drunk, but I'm gonna bleed a lot.
Yeah. Well, they cut the leg off, and then they just put a scalding hot iron to it and cauterize it. Woo. So it's like you have an amputation and a giant burn wound. That might get infected. It might kill you.
That cauterizing will save your life, though, because if not, you'll bleed out. Bigger me, baby. Man, that's crazy. I can't believe that. I remember playing Oregon. I'm going to say it like you said it. I remember playing Oregon Trail.
Boy.
In like 2nd and 3rd grade, and I was like, fuck this. It was so whack to me because I was like, damn, everybody keeps dying of no corn or dysentery or... Like everybody.
My dad has a shirt of like a wagon in 8-bit graphics, and the caption just says, "You have died of dysentery."
Is that why when you came to college you had all those fucking graphic tees.
Dumbass graphic tees.
It's because your dad had them.
No, but he will. He will 100% wear shit like that in public.
I don't know why, but when I remember the first time I met you in college, you straight up wore like those dad tees. Like I have the right to arm bears, and it had a bear with an AK-47 on it. You not remember that?
No, it said I have the right
To arm bears. I have the right.
Did it say arm
yes,
bears?
It said I had a right to arm bears. Don't ruin my. I just set that joke up perfectly.
There's another one that says
was
bear arms, but it's like a dude with
Yes.
literal bear arms.
Yeah, I have the right to arm bears shirt, and it was literally a bear just holding. This is it.
I mean, it's kind of a funny T-shirt.
This is the shirt right here. Let me pull it up.
See it.
This is the shirt. It'll take a second to load.
Was I wearing that when you met me?
I want to say you were. I support the right to keep and arm bears. That was the shirt that you wore the first time I met you. This is Liam. No, here it is. Here's the shirt. Here's the shirt. I'll take it back. This is not the shirt. Pull this link up right here.
I want to see this shit.
This was the shirt. I support the right to arm bears.
That is the
That
shirt.
is the shirt.
Oh my god.
That is the shirt, chat, right there. I support the right to arm bears. This is the shirt.
Hey man, that was in style back in the.
That was never in style. You need to be a dad. Look, even the dude in the picture is like, I'm a dad. Oh my Lord.
That's
I
good
can't
shit.
believe that was you though. I support the right to arm bears.
Hey man,
And then you had those on, the Skechers, those Lee dungaree pants with the hammer pocket hole thingy. And I was like, bro, who is
like
this?
Walmart carpenter jeans.
Yes. And I was like, who is this kid? And then I heard you talk. I was like, I know he's smart, but what the fuck is going on upstairs? Like, where is he at? Because that style is not going to cut the mustard. Well, we got you. When do you think you started? You want some salt, baby?
I'm good. I'm all right.
When do you think you started changing what you wore?
Shit, every morning.
Arm bears, baby. Arm them up. What does that even mean? Let's talk about the meaning of that shirt.
The right to arm bears.
The right to bear arms. So, like, it's what, a Bill of Rights?
What are you talking about?
The right to the right to bear arms is one of our Bill of Rights, right? It's in the Constitution.
It's the Second Amendment to the Constitution.
Oh, it's the Second Amendment to the Constitution. The right to bear arms. Okay. Liam said he supports the right to arm bears, which means he supported giving AK-47s to grizzly bears. Now, did you discriminate versus polar bears or black bears?
It's all good with me.
It's just no matter what bear it is. But you remember that shirt, don't you?
I do remember.
I
that
called
shirt.
you on that, didn't I?
You did.
He had that shirt. He had it. It said, "I support the right to arm bears." I couldn't believe it.
It's a funny shirt.
It's a funny shirt, but that's a dad shirt.
I'd probably still.
I can't. Where is the shirt now?
Oh, I have no idea. I probably gave it away. It's probably an extra small or some dumb shit. I don't know.
You think you can fit it now?
No, I could not get that shirt on now.
I'm fucking dead. That shirt, I'll never forget. I've never forgot it.
I would like to. Hate that shirt.
You would like to forget that shirt? Oh, man. That was a good shirt. No?
No, it wasn't.
Well, let me ask you this. When we were in college, and when we first, after we had like kicked it, you know what I mean? Like, we're kicking it, blah, bitty, blee, we're going to know each other, blah, bitty, blee. And then we started really hanging out. Like, what did you think about me at that stage? Because I kind of want to know. I know what you thought about me initially. Ed Hardy, douchebag, Tulio. You know what I mean? Did you actually think I was good? Like, percussion-wise? Did you think I had chops?
When I very first met you, did I think you had chops?
Like, in that first stage of really meeting me?
I didn't think you were a bad drummer at all.
But you didn't think I was a good musician, though.
Uh, I mean, you were still pretty young, so
It's
I don't
very
think
young.
either of us were like great musicians
I
yet.
think you were much better than I was at that stage.
I had a lot of piano lessons by that point.
Yeah, you had. Well, you had been taught
Um,
musicality and like
yeah,
you had a lot of that. I was just
but
all rudimental.
I did not think you were bad
Okay, that's good.
compared to a lot of people we
I'll
went to
be.
school with.
Oh, that's fair. I'll be honest with you. When you first came, I thought you were great at piano. You were really good at marimba, and like you could play like notes. You were really good at rudimentally. I didn't think you were as strong. And then honestly, the general consensus of what people thought of you is they thought you were arrogant. Do you remember that? Do you
Which
remember that
is
stage?
I do remember that.
And you're like the least arrogant person I
It was
know.
weird because I'm really like
You're very humble.
I'm critical of myself.
You are, and you're not arrogant. Arrogant is something I was. You weren't arrogant. But there was, I remember, Nadeau remembered, and he like always said it around us, and so everybody kind of like grasped onto that ideology that Liam thinks he's better.
That school was a tiny, clicky rumor mill.
Yeah, that's what it was.
No, people had that impression of me. Said something about the brand new concert hall. I think I said like it looked smaller in person than I expect. Like I thought it was bigger, but it's a really nice hall, and I wasn't like
Dogging the
shitting on the
hall.
hall at all. And some like color guard girl was like, "Oh, he's ungrateful," blah blah blah, and started spreading rumors, and
Yeah,
that's just how it started off for me. So it
that's so weird.
was like, wow, I'm back in high school immediately.
Yep, because I remember that, and I was like, Liam's not really like that. You know, other people had said different, but then I remember like once those older guys started getting out, I was like, Liam's cool. He just needs some guidance. I gave you the guidance you needed, and the rest was history. I had to really mold you and Taylor, man. It was tough.
Shut up.
I did. I had to mold these kids, man.
No,
It was bad. They just didn't know how to dress. They didn't know how to, you know what I mean? And I had to put them on game, and it was tough, man. But I enjoyed taking you guys under my wing, man. I enjoyed being a big bro to you guys. It was fun.
No doubt.
It was good for me. You guys needed it, though. You and Taylor both. Taylor didn't heed my warning as much. You took more of the advice. And that's why you came out on top.
Oh my god.
You know what I mean?
What does that even mean?
Hey, don't worry about what it means. It just means what I say. You know what I mean? I'm a couple beers in. I'm not thinking straight right now.
I need some food.
You need some food? What are you hungry for?
I don't know. No idea.
What would you like to eat? If you could eat anything right now, what would you eat? Besides my ass.
Oh, God.
Remember
I'd rather die.
Remember the question you asked me earlier?
Oh, God, please don't repeat that.
That question had me rolling. Chat, how you guys feeling? You feeling all right? Sorry, we're getting a little toasty over here, man. I'll be honest with you. I'm getting a little toast bodied. I usually don't drink on these podcasts just because I want to be, completely sobes. I guess you gotta love that. But chat, man, we had a good time. I had Liam on. Liam, how long do you think it's been right now?
2 hours.
It's been an hour and 45 minutes, man. We've held it down. We are out here, boy. We are out here. Could use a drink. Well, chat, you guys go get a drink, man. It was good to have you guys out. We're going to go get Liam some food because he's hungry. But until next time, you can shake, shiggity, wig, wiggity, big, biggity, bet that. You got anything else?
No.
All right, man. It's good to have you guys, man. Peace.